All right, it looks like we're at 6:00 something. So let's get this meeting started, 6:02. Um, so we'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Queen Creek Unified School District Governing Board. We are going to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. And tonight we'll be honored to be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by London and Emery Allen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and thank you, London and Emery. All right, so next up is the discussion and possible action to approve the board meeting minutes dated October 19th.
Second.
First and second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, construction update. Jim Lamb.
President Bragg, members of the board, I have a brief construction update this evening. Just to review real quick, our district's rather large in size, as you know, 48 square miles, is serving approximately 12,000 students and kind of distributed into three distinct regions, northern, central, and southern. As you know, we have rapid growth in all three areas, but the focus of this evening is the southern region, where we are building High School 3. The southern region is served by QCE, Francis Brandon Pickett, Faith Mathers Hossaman, Schneff Elementary, Noel Barney Jr., and High School 3, which I need to update my slide to say Chrisman High School. As you'll remember, Chrisman High School is on Riggs Road, east of Ellsworth, kind of over by the Olive Mill area. Just to review the high school, it's Riggs and Chrisman is the actual cross streets. We're going to add about 47 teaching locations there, with a full-size gym, locker rooms, weight rooms, band room, wrestling room, and we'll have our multi-purpose sports field along with baseball and softball fields. So here's the fun stuff. The current aerial, this is from 2 weeks ago, of the construction. So you see Riggs Road there, kind of towards the bottom of the picture there. You'll see the classroom building to the left. You can see the structural steel starting to go up. Masonry walls are going up for the classroom. Gym building. All the walls are fully topped out there, and you can start to see kind of the footings and the admin building taking shape, which will have the performing arts space in it, your admin offices, your cafeteria, your kitchen, that kind of thing. And then Chrisman Road off to the left there, which we have not really broken ground on, but you can kind of see right on the edge of the picture will be Chrisman. Just some ground level views. Here's the parking lot curbs going in, so that's great progress on the site development. This is from last week. Just some more curb pictures from this week. You're starting to put what they call valley gutters in, so these are all the infrastructure to get your water and your drainage proper in your parking areas. And then so here, kind of like I did last meeting, I'm going to try and keep the photos together by building, but over the last couple weeks so we can see the progress, because as we've touched on, it's very quick, aggressive construction timeline, so lots of progress in between these monthly board updates. You can see here a couple weeks ago we were excavating the footings for Building A. So these are some of your exterior wall footings, your interior column footings. Here's the elevator pit that they were forming for the elevator there that will service the campus. Here, flash forward a week after that, you've got your stem walls going up for your admin building again. And then flash forward to, and here's your plumbing as part of the admin. Lots of plumbing that goes under the ground that we'll never see again, but obviously very integral to the successful operation of a building is restrooms and underground plumbing. And here's all that building, all that underground's covered up. The stem walls are up, and they've got the base course in ready to pour that slab for that admin building. That slab pour should happen later this week, actually. So great progress on the admin building there. And then if we flash over to the gym building, they're putting up all the interior walls for the locker rooms in there. The big box of the gym is up. And then if we go down here to the classroom building, you'll see the masonry walls are topped all the way out. You've got this steel that you see here in the picture. That's the structural steel for the second floor of the classroom building, and that was 2 weeks ago. And if you look to this week, they've got the metal decking on there. So that metal deck, then they'll pour concrete on top of that, and that'll be your second floor of your classroom building. So very quick work in there. And then, in the coming weeks, you'll start to see all the HVAC, mechanical, and electrical systems going into that building. So we're making great progress on High School 3, and I'll be happy to take any questions.
All right, thank you very much. That leads us to the superintendent's report. Dr. Berry.
President Bragg, members of the board, community members, I have a number of updates to provide the board through the lens of our strategic plan. Under priority 1, safe and healthy environment, the district continues to transport students safely to school with minimal interruption. And I thought you'd be interested in this statistic. Our bus route on-time average for the first quarter this year was more than 95%. That's a tremendous improvement from years past. And our buses are now all equipped with GPS systems. So I'd like to recognize Peggy and Matt and the entire team over there. Thank you and nice work. Maintenance and operation continues to sanitize buildings on a scheduled basis, as well as use and also on an emergency basis. Under effective operations, the Chrisman High School, as you can see, is coming up right along. Very excited. I will be reaching out to you at some point to see if you want to take a tour of the facility when it's time to go walk the facility and see the progress in person. Our HR department implementing a new efficiency system called Frontline Recruit and Hire Solution. It's holding district-wide trainings as we speak. This process helps improve our hiring process, and it's more streamlined and efficient. And we're very excited about this. I appreciate all the principals, all the people that are going through the training, and hopefully that will improve our efficiency. Under priority 3, effective partnerships, on October 23rd, the district-wide Love Our Schools Day brought volunteers, students, community members to all of our campuses. All of this is stemmed from our CAFE event. CAFE stands for Community and Family Engagement. But these people come together to beautify our schools, complete projects like painting bus lane lines and planting gardens, and the list goes on. Here at the district office, we hosted a meeting with local realtors probably a couple weeks ago, where we were able to make community connections and inform them about our district, which is great to have them here. Under priority 4, exceptional personnel, one of our most important priorities, I'd like to recognize our Francis Brandon Pickett Elementary Principal, Brian Butson, who was named the Administrator of the Year by the Arizona Health and Physical Education Group. Arizona Health and PE provides leadership through professional development and advocacy, and we're proud to have leaders like Brian in our schools that are promoting academic achievement and also health and wellness for our children. Congratulations, Brian. This month, we also gave out the Queen Creek Schools Education Foundation teacher grants. As you know, we have 2 or 3 fundraisers each year, and that goes primarily to student scholarships and teacher grants. Well, this last week we got a chance to go around the district and pass out the teacher grants to the winners, and I think there were more than a dozen teachers that received the grants for projects or initiatives in their classrooms. These grants are made possible through donations from our community. And I'd like to remind everyone of the drive-in movie fundraiser coming up this Thursday, November the 11th, which is one of our fundraisers out at the Schnepp Farms Drive-In Theater. And it's going to be a fun night at Schnepp Farms to help benefit the foundation. 3 of our 4 elementary teach. I forgot the name of the movie. I knew someone would ask, and I forgot.
The movie will be Shrek.
Yes, Shrek. Thank you. Yeah, Samantha's on the foundation board, so she knows that. 3 of our elementary teachers received other grants. I'd like to recognize them. Shelley Ruin with GPA won a grant from the Arizona Cardinals. April Johnson from the Queen Creek Elementary was awarded a grant from SRP, and Brock Kearsley was awarded a $2,500 Fiesta Bowl Wishes for Teachers grant. So I'd like to recognize and thank them for applying for those grants. Now, the 5th priority is the most important priority, is student success. And for this section, I'd like to recognize Eastmark High School first. The Firebirds marching band took home their first award, placing 4th in the first competition out of 14 bands in their division. I'd like to recognize them and all their hard work. Second item is the Queen Creek High School Marching Band took their first place in Division I and earned awards for music performance, visual performance, percussion, and general effect. The band also won Michelle Thompson Legacy Award for earning the most points at their event. Yeah, congratulations. Culinary arts students Sarah Bohart, Kevin Fackrell attended the Harvest Moon Feast on October 20th, an event sponsored by Careers through Culinary Arts Program. Queen Creek High School was paired with chef mentor Elizabeth Mines and resident chef Maya Farm from Phoenix to help serve more than 300 guests. The team served Sarah Bohart's Impossible Masubi, probably mispronouncing that, which earned her third place in an Impossible Cooking Challenge earlier this year. The Queen Creek High School Horse Evaluation Team won gold at the National FFA Convention and Expo and ranked 12th in the nation. The team evaluated horses on their conformation and performance and recited 4 sets of reasons to defend their placings. Eva Butler, Dakota Baden were also ranked gold individually, and Faith Robertson and Riley Sturgles were ranked silver individually. Queen Creek's JROTC, they continue to rack up the awards. They participated in the Carver Mountain Rifle Match for marksmanship and Alhambra Endurance Challenge. Queen Creek teams took home 6th place in marksmanship and 3rd place overall in the Endurance Challenge. Queen Creek's choral participated in the ACE Choral Festival, earning a rating of excellence with distinction. They were moving on to the state level in the spring. And one Queen Creek freshman, some tough names, Destiny David has earned a spot in the ACDA Contemporaneous Honor Choir for the first time in the school's history. She will perform it as part of the Treble Choir and Honor Choir Festival on November 24th. Eastmark High School's football teams holds the title of 3A Central Champions. I want to recognize Scooter Molander and the team up there after their wins this season in the region. They moved on to the playoffs, lost in the first round, but we're very proud of their progress as a high school football program. And then last but not least, I want to recognize one of the players. You can see him here on the screen. Mac Molander was selected by the Arizona Cardinals as the high school player of the week, and we congratulate all of these students for their success and wish them well as they represent QCUSD and other fields of interest. Thank you.
And the hits just keep coming. That's awesome. All right, so now we're getting to the super fun part of the meeting, and to me the most important part, and that's recognizing the amazing people that work and attend and volunteer for our schools. And so we're going to start off with the Employees of the Month and the Power of One recognition. The Power of One awards are given during the board meeting each month to selected recipients at each school. For this award, a person is selected from among those eligible who has clearly demonstrated the outstanding qualities and efforts in making a difference that we look for in the Queen Creek schools. We'd like to invite the following individuals that were selected by Catherine Meacham Barney Elementary. So first, Molly Shoulders. Come on down. Then Jenna Snoke. Brent Lowe. And Gustavo Landeros. We would now like to invite the following individuals that were selected by Jack Barnes Elementary. Oh. My bad. So, sorry about that. So, what she said. So, next up, Emily Walicki. Shannon Lines. Jesse Straub. Tiffany Miller. And Dustin Walker. So we would like to invite Chastity Cruz, principal of Catherine Meacham Barney Elementary, and Don Kenna. Did I mess it up again? No. Oh. Principal of Jack Barnes Elementary to come up and say a few words about how these individuals were selected.
Hi. Takes a second. You have to be patient. Okay. I'm Dawn Kenna, and I'm the proud principal of Jack Barnes Elementary. And I am very pleased to be able to honor our nominees this evening because the power of one is so tremendous. Ultimately, these individuals who are up here this evening may not understand and know the ripple effect that they have, but the ripples are felt not only in our school but through our community. So thank you, recipients, for doing such an amazing job of showing the power of one and making a difference.
So I am Chastity Cruz, the very proud principal of Catherine Meacham Barney Elementary School, and I am so honored to be able to work with these wonderful people. I truly have an amazing staff, amazing students, and amazing families, and I am so very fortunate for all of that because it's these people up here that work tirelessly to ensure all of our students become leaders. They work through volunteering. They work with all students in all grades. They go above and beyond to ensure that our students have a voice in their learning, and they empower our students to become great leaders. They listen to our students and their needs. We are so fortunate for them to give our students what they need to be successful. So there was a Leader in Me quote, as we are a Leader in Me school, that says, educators empower students to lead their own learning. These fine people from KMBE have empowered our KMBE students to lead. So I thank you for all that you do.
Okay, so if someone wants to take a photo, this is a great time, but we're going to excuse you, and after we recognize the kids, we'll take a break and do photos with the backdrop and all that. So hurry up and snap that before I... All right, we're good. So we'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, drum roll. All right, so now we're going to do the Student of the Month. And the Student of the Month Award recognizes and promotes the success of Queen Creek Unified School District students. Recipients are chosen based on the characteristics identified in the PBIS program, such as be kind, be respectful, show integrity. The Student of the Month student is conscientious and exhibits a determination to learn while demonstrating these positive traits. We would like to invite the following students who are examples of these characteristics up for this recognition. So first, Michelle Niarco. Right. Next, London Allen. Alberto Mateo. Hey, stay up here. Stay up here. Okay. We'll get him next time. Ruby Brown. Ruby, I love your name. Congratulations. Great job. Okay. Now, thank you guys for showing kindness, respect, and integrity. And this is where I give my little speech. So sorry if you've heard it. But you guys are special. The teachers, the volunteers, the others that you saw up there, they're special. I would say you're extraordinary. And you stood out. And you stood out so much that people recognize that you guys are special. And to the employees and everyone. And, back in the early 1803, I think it was, Ralph Emerson was a graduate from Harvard, and he went and interviewed the former second president of the United States, John Adams, and he asked him, what would you do? What's your number one hope for this brand new country? And he said, I would that the Americans would be extraordinary. And I think you can rest in peace knowing that you guys are extraordinary. And teachers, volunteers are extraordinary. So parents, thank you for letting your kids come to our schools. And teachers, thank you for working for our district. We love it. You make us look good. And you're doing wonders for our community. So thank you very much. Good job. So we're going to take photos. We're going to take a break. We're going to get photos. And so meet us back there.
raffle.
Did we decide to do it? I think so. Yeah. I believe we spent a lot of time on that one, and I think we
On the car raffle. Hmm? Oh, really?
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. We met with them that one day, and then as soon as this movie thing's over, Natalie just helped us get stuff.
So many. And so if one school sells a ton and the other school didn't get that opportunity to sell that many, do we still give them the kickback? Or because it sold out before they could sell?
Yeah, that's true.
So that was the big question.
I smell that.
That's why your immune system is strong. Don't you have to?
All right. We're going to continue on with our meeting. So thanks for hanging in there with us. Let's. So after. So next up is the call to the public, and I have some blue cards here, so I'm just going to read this statement. Individuals who wish to address the board are requested to complete the appropriate form prior to the meeting and give the form to the board secretary. Members of the board may not discuss items that are not specifically identified on the agenda. Therefore, pursuant to ARS 38431.01H, action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, responding to any criticism, or scheduling the matter for a future agenda. The board requests that all comments be limited to 3 minutes or less, and that the public refrain from the use of speech or language that is offensive or inappropriate, pursuant to board policy KFA. The president will limit discussion whenever he deems such action appropriate to the proper conduct of the meeting. So that being said, the first first card is Jackie Hoffman Anderman and Madeline Anderman.
Hello, members of the board. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I appreciate it. We are here to support the idea of a special education advisory council in district where parents and guardians and students could be part of the conversation on how things could look in district and improve for students with disabilities and different abilities. Our experience at Jack Barnes Elementary has been a good one. I've spent a lot of time advocating through the IEP process, but I do know that people often come to me personally and will ask me for advice because every kind of parent and family is learning on their own, and it would be nice if there was kind of a resource for parents to get together and help and support each other and support the district with some of those decisions. An example would be that at Jack Barnes, they have playgrounds that aren't always accessible to a power chair. It's okay to not have everything accessible to every child. Of course, in a perfect world, we would, but really what we want is some equal access. So what my daughter Maddie really wanted was an opportunity to be near the swings when her friends were on the swings. She knew she wasn't going to get on the swings herself, but she wanted to be able to drive up next to them. So the way it was set up was that there was no path to that area, and there was a wood barrier kind of around it that her power chair couldn't go over. So with the IEP process, we spent, a lot of time finding and eventually making a path and having a ramp up to that. But it was just the kind of thing that they weren't aware was an issue until me as an individual parent heard my daughter advocate for it. So those are kind of things that we can see together as a community. My friend Courtney is going to speak on the idea with more eloquence and details, but we just wanted to be here to support her and say that we also think it's a fantastic idea. And Maddie was thinking about speaking. Are you wanting to speak and tell your experience? Okay. So she was just going to tell a little bit of that experience, and that a lot of her time in class she gets to be with her peers, but a lot of the opportunity to socialize comes at lunch and at those picnic tables and at that recess. And so those are the areas when we're thinking about accessibility. I think our classrooms are set up, beautifully, and we have opportunities there. But, some of the opportunities on the buses and on the playground and in the lunchroom, if we could consider kids that have some different abilities, overall it would improve our district. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next up is Courtney Burnett.
Hi, I don't know if this is working, but thanks for allowing me the chance to talk to you guys. I'm Courtney Burnett. I'm mom to Hannah Burnett. She attends Queen Creek High. She's been in the school district for several years, and we've had a really positive experience. But I wanted to invite the Queen Creek School District to join the town of Queen Creek's commitment to building universal designed playgrounds. And I know that we're building some new elementary schools, and that's why I wanted to bring this to your guys' attention about designing playgrounds with universal design aspects. That goes with the ground covering, the swings, ramps, inclusive. We have I think it's Menzel Park, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, is a good example of a universal design. So the town of Queen Creek has made that commitment that no other playgrounds will be built in the town that aren't fully inclusive. So I wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. 53% of kids with disabilities have less than 2 hours a week with their peers outside of class. So once they leave the classroom, they're really excluded from being with their peers and building those social relationships. And having a playground that's fully accessible to all students sends a message that all students are equal in the Queen Creek School District's eyes. It also sends a message that all students are welcome to play and build relationships with students that are different from them. So that is basically what I wanted to ask you guys to consider, that by having input from families with special needs and through that option, and the opportunity to do that would build Queen Creek School District up. So thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Lauren Ripley.
Hi, faculty. Thank you for letting me be here tonight. First off, my name is Lauren Ripley. I'm 16 years old and go to Queen Creek High School.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs, yeah. In my freshman year, and first off, I don't have a daughter. I am 16, but I'm going to be talking about how me interacting with these kids and how it does everything that these two women are talking about benefits them, and that I've seen it actually, like, it shows. So I'm just saying my tribute. But in my freshman year and my sophomore year of high school, I was given the opportunity to hang out with kids with special needs. During this time, it changed my life forever. Being able to be around these kids for an entire year showed me that they're not much different than you and I. I was able to learn that they thought and acted in different situations. It was a wonderful opportunity that I still appreciate till this day. Recently, I started a program called Buddy Lunches for my NHS program. This gives NHS students the chance to have lunch with kids with different disabilities. I want all students at Queen Creek to feel loved and cared for. Today, I still hang out and see these kids because they changed my life forever. Being around them, they're just so wonderful, and I wouldn't change anything and everything that I do to be around these kids. Some of the most fun things that I was able to do with these special needs kids was to be in their PE and assist them with unified sports. I was able to see a different side of these kids. Usually, when I was in PE, the students were being encouraged to participate but not cheered on. The students are encouraged to be competitive the students weren't encouraged to be really like competitive in PE. But when they were in unified sports, given the opportunity to do like football and soccer and track, they were able to be cheered on by family and friends and other students. They had a glow about them that I had not seen before. One student I got to know very well is a sophomore, and we'll call him Student B. He talked about how he believed his mom was a vampire, but he was autistic, so it was okay. He is one of the coolest people I have ever met. He also always arrives at school at 6:45 every single day and will complain to you if he does not. Routine was very important to him, but I saw a different side of Student B at unified sports competitions. Student B's competitive side was able to grow to being in unified sports program. I saw this by how excited he got at each event and really pushed himself to win the events he was in. This was not the Student B I knew in PE class. It's different when the competition is being cheered on and the gun goes off. I was able to see students who had not previously interacted in unified sports program to see the special needs kids, not as kids in wheelchairs or disabilities, but as students with similar drive and motivation to compete. In conclusion, these students have changed my life for the better. Unified sports have given me and students a different way to hang out with these kids and push themselves in an athletic way. Thank you all for listening to my speech.
Thank you so much. So, Lauren, we're not really allowed to comment, but who cares? So we'll absolutely look at the matter, and I would love an invite to the lunch that you do. That would be awesome. I know that every one of the board members loves going to the unified sports programs. It is pure sport. You know, it is so much fun to watch, and it is great. So thank you for what you're doing. You're awesome. I'm so proud that you're one of our students, and we will study this matter further. I can officially say that, right? All right. Thank you. Okay, so that takes us to the consent agenda. I'll take a motion on that.
I move to take the consent agenda in its entirety.
Second.
I have a first and second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. What page are we on? 8. Action items. So, discussion and possible action to approve attendance boundary adjustments for Queen Creek Unified School District. Dr. Strom.
Mr. President, members of the board, boundaries for the following schools have been studied through a 5-person committee process that started in September 21. Those schools are listed. The proposed boundaries for high schools, junior high schools, and elementary schools are outlined in attached maps and will be implemented for the school year 22-23 if approved by the board.
If there's no further questions, I'll take a vote or motion if you guys have questions.
I just want to say we've spent quite a bit of time learning about this and trying to figure out if there are any other options. I know whenever we do boundary adjustments, it can never work to the favor of everybody involved, but we try to do overall what's best for the entire district. And so going into this decision, we're keeping that in mind.
No, and I'd just like to say the nice thing about our district is it's open enrollment, so anyone can go to any school they want to. So if you aren't really pleased with the boundaries, you can go wherever you want. So having said that, I'll take a motion.
I move to approve the attendance boundary adjustments for Queen Creek Unified School District as presented.
I have a first and second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. B, discussion possible action to approve tuition rate. Amber Stewart.
President Bragg, members of the board, according to Arizona Revised Statute 15-823A, foreign exchange students may be admitted upon payment of reasonable tuition fixed by the governing board. In the past, the governing board set tuition for incoming foreign exchange students using a method that determined the cost per student. The rate has not been revised for several years and falls short in reviewing per student expenses, which is approximately $9,000. In establishing a tuition price per student, the formula used took into consideration the Maintenance and Operations Fund, Classroom Site Fund, Unrestricted Capital Outlay, federal and state project funds, food and service funds, and other funds, which we divided by the total student count. After applying this formula with updated numbers due to inflation and not being revised for several years, it is recommended for the next school year, 2022-2023, that the tuition rate be adjusted to $10,000 per student annually. Recommend approval.
All right. Questions? Comments? I'll take a motion.
I move that we approve the tuition rates for the I-20 students for the fiscal year 2022-2023.
First and second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, C, discussion and possible action to approve award of contract for RFP 21-11-26 for staff recruitment services. Jessica Johnston.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board. In front of you have the executive summary for the procurement process of recruitment services. Over the purpose of this contract award is to allow for the purchase of recruitment services through both job posting boards and targeted candidate searches. Several expenditures have been made in this category over the past several years with an increasing amount of dollars put towards these purchases. This is not a new expense, but rather a formal procurement of these services. On October 19th, vendors were notified on AZ purchasing of the RFP, and on November 2nd, we received responses from vendors. There was an evaluation committee that scored the respondent bids according to a rubric, and price was in consideration in conjunction with the other solicitation criteria. In this case, the committee has determined that a multiple award is in the best interest of the district in order to recruit from various applicant pools. This will help support both certified and classified staffing and recruitment services. The action requested tonight is recommend that a contract award be awarded in the amount not to exceed $125,000 for all four vendors in total. The vendors that were recommended for award are Career Builder, Disc Writer, LinkedIn, and Teacher Jobs.
Great. Any questions, comments? I'll take a motion.
I move that we award the contract for RFP 21-11-26 for staff recruitment services.
Second.
Have a first and second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, information items. Discussion and presentation of 21 bond election results. Dr. Strom.
Mr. President, members of the board, we do this after every election, and unfortunately, the election results did not go in Queen Creek's favor on November 2nd, 2021. But we do want to make sure that all community members know. We thank, and Dr. Berry wrote this, and I'm just going to read what he wrote because it was written so well. Thank you to all the residents, business partners, elected officials, and community members who showed support for a quality K-12 educational system. Even though we lost the election, we'll still hold our heads up high and move forward and continue in providing the elite level education that's expected in this community to the students we serve. Moving forward, we work hard to find creative solutions to funding challenges and priorities deemed essential. Our district is one of the fastest growing districts in the state of Arizona. Past voter-approved bonds have been used to expand buildings, renovate projects, and provide technology and curriculum resources to accommodate for our extensive growth, hyper-growth in the district. This district is projected to reach 18,000 to 20,000 students, and we currently sit at 12,000 students within the next 10 years. At this time, there will be some very uncomfortable decisions that will need to be made by the governing board, but we will continue to work with our local community and state officials to provide for students and families who choose Queen Creek Unified for our exceptional educational experience. We just wanted to make sure everyone's thanked. We really do appreciate those people who are involved with the election and tried to help us get support as we continue to grow by 6,000 to 8,000 students over the course of the next decade.
Thank you. All right, discussion possible action to approve certified and classified personnel. I can take this in its entirety, or you guys can do it as you wish.
I move to take personnel in its entirety.
Second.
First and second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. So we're going to go to executive session. So, pursuant to ARS 38-431.03A7, the board may vote to convene an executive session for the purpose of discussions or consultations with designated representatives of the public body in order to consider its position and instruct its representatives regarding negotiations for the purchase, sale, or lease of real property for elementary number 10. Can I get a motion?
Second.
The first and second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, we're going to go to executive. I don't know how long that's going to be. You're welcome to wait if you want, but thanks for being here.
the police arrested him. So he was walking off the plane with no mask, and I said, "Sir, you need a mask." Yeah, "Please, sir, it's 22-year-old." And he shoved me in my hand and up against the wall. No, but then the police got him, and I go, "Wow, you're wearing your mask now, right, buddy?" Oh, sorry, are we on the roll?
She said what?
All right. Well, we're back from executive session, and so we have some announcements. On December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day, that's 4:30 study session, 6 p.m. regular session. January 11th, we have 4:30 and 6 o'clock. And on February 8th, we have the same thing. There's no school on Thursday, Veterans Day. And on Thursday, Veterans Day at 6 p.m., there's the Queen Creek Schools Education Foundation Drive-In Movie Fundraiser. And on the 16th, there's the Business Partner Breakfast right here at 7:30 a.m. And on the 25th, there's Thanksgiving. So, yay us. So with that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
First and second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Thank you.